Okay, yeah, I can. I'm doing that. I'm recording now. So one of the mistakes I made was that I tried to attempt full-time trading, right, without actually putting some things in place, right. Now, this is what I always tell my students, this thing I'm always telling people is something that many mentors won't tell you because they just want to get your money. That's what most mentors do. They just be like, join my course, join my course, join my course. You will learn how to do. Just join my course. They won't tell you that there's certain things you need to put in place, right. Now, I had tried to attempt full-time trading, not having another source of income, right? I was just literally broke. Like at those days, I was trading with my last $50, my last $10, like my food money. Like but those time I was in school then, and they would send me money to eat. I would carry it and put inside a broker. That was the reef then. I would try to trade that's my food money to see I can make something more. And that was a very big mistake and a very um recurring mistake in the life of so many traders, right? You should not be trading with money you're supposed to use to take care of yourself, right? Now, I tried to go full-time trading when I didn't put certain things in place, and that is what I advise against up till now. But I don't advise anyone to be a full-time trader until they have put certain things in place. And one of the things that you need to put in place is that you have to have an alternative means of income. And before you should go full-time trading, you need to have an alternative means of income. Why? Because the reason we have to have this is because there are months, even profitable traders. Like if you watch Andrew NFX YouTube page, Andrew NFX has about $6 million in fund and profits, has withdrawn so much. But what happened last month? He blew almost half of his capital. That is to show that no matter how good you are as a trader, you're going to have those months where you're going to encounter total losses. No matter how good you are, you're going to have those months where the market conditions are bad. If I even Paladin, you guys should know Paladin now. He has made about you know 200K and all those achievements he has made. He said he blew his 1 million challenge last month. So many people lost a lot of accounts last month because January was very, very range. Like the market was very in a bad range. So now, the reason why we preach having another means of income is so that in those times where the market is bad, those times you're making those losses, right? You still have something to take care of your bills. Like that is what I have done for myself now. Whether I trade for even if I don't trade for 3 months, I'm still going to eat. I still have other things giving me money, right? So I'm not really depending on my trade results. That means even if I lose an account or I have a losing month, I'm not really bothered because I have other things doing. So one of the mistakes that many people make is that they want to make okay. Let me do that. Right. Okay. Done. So can you speak now, Mr. Moses? Can you speak?
Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right. Sorry, I didn't know that we were on mute. So now, one of the mistakes I made was that I didn't have this alternative means of income, right? So this alternative means of income is something that every trader should have because even Andrew NFS was saying is that one of the mistakes he also made is that he didn't have other things doing too. He was focusing on his effort on trading too. That was what he was saying. That was in his recent video, Andrew NFX. You guys can check him out on YouTube. Some of the top profit traders, like the one of the most profitable, right? 6 million in funding, and it's not something that is easy to get. So he was saying the same thing. Like you need to have something else doing to give you that edge. So even if you have those losing months, those bad months, at least something there is generating funds for you, and that thing can most times that alternative means of income can even grow to becoming your major means of income. So you're making your income from that alternative means, and you're not using trading to compound or to multiply it. So trading can go from being your major means of income to just being a side hustle where you just multiply what you have. Maybe, for instance, now I have a friend, I think Jack to Precious. He was into affiliate marketing. Then I think about last year he joined crypto. He made millions of naira or dollars from affiliate marketing. Then he now came to crypto, now learned how to multiply his money. So he was not focusing on talking to clients anymore. He was not making money both from trading and affiliate marketing. So that is the way you should have built your trading. Trading should just be one of your side hustles, right? You should have other things doing that should give you income. And the point of this course to talk about those things that you can do to raise capital, even as a trader. So those things you can be doing while you're trading to be generating income. That's basically what this call is about. So those things you can be doing to generate income on the side. So it's not like you must you must have a job or something, right? Those are the other things you can be doing to generate income, right? But firstly, I want to just talk about the one I don't really recommend. It's one of the ways to generate income or let's say capital as a trader, right? If you want to get capital, one of the means you can use is what we call an investor fund, right? Although I don't really recommend this to many people because of the chances of going to prison, right? You know, I want, I, as someone that has experienced this investor stuff, right? I've actually I was actually in debt. I was owning investors like it was running in millions when I was actually owning investors, right? One of the mistakes I made is that I was promising them a particular percentage at the end of the month, right? So now this is the things I won't talk about my mistakes. I'll talk about the things that you should do right, right? Talk about mistakes does not help anyone. Just if you want to go investor with the investor route, so actually one of the means of getting in or trading capital or raising capital for yourself, because imagine that an investor gives you, let's say, $1 million, right? So an investor gives you $1 million, right? You can comfortably make just maybe 1% of this. And let's say you make 1% of this, you make 1%, and you guys now share maybe 50-50 or 60-40 as the case may be. Right? You say this is a lot of money by making just 1%. So you can now withdraw that's your own profits, then put it in your own account. So you can actually generate funds by trading for investors. Like you're getting your own capital. Once you trade for them, you make your own withdrawal and then put it in your own account. That is how many of these top traders do it. Like people like Dax, Chess King, they're all investor traders, right? They use the investor funds to generate capital for themselves. Right. Now, one reason I don't advise people to go to do this route is that it's very difficult to find very wealthy investors, right? Most investors that you see around are mostly all these middle class people, like people that are just trying to escape poverty. People that have maybe 2 million in their accounts, so they're not really that rich, and because they're not that rich, they will put in so much pressure on you. So if you want to go for investment, look for some people that are very rich. That the money they're giving you is something they can afford to lose, but they won't put that pressure on you. And now, one thing I actually did that got me into debt was I did not have what we call a drawdown clause, right? Or still a drawdown limit. Right? This is something I did not put in place. And if you want to generate capital with the investor funds, you need to have what we call a drawdown limit. Drawdown limit simply means that this is the limit of loss, right? Before the. Are you saying something, sir? Okay, right. So, like I was saying, if you guys should have what we call a drawdown limit. A drawdown limit is like the limit where which you don't take. Let's say, as long as a drawdown limit at maybe 20%, right? Now, one thing about this drawdown limit is that when you're trading with investor fund, you have a total limit of maybe 20%. It means that as long as the loss is not more than 20%, you are not liable for any loss. That means you're not going to refund anybody. That is one thing you should put in place. Many of us did not put this thing in place, right? We were like, if we lose the money, we're going to pay back. That was one terrible mistake many of you make when you're trading for investors. Imagine someone give you $1 million and you're saying that you're going to refund the person. How are you going to do it when you don't even have that kind of money for your, if you don't even have 1/10 of it and you're promising to refund? And that's one mistake I also made. I was saying like, if I lose, I will refund it. I didn't know that you have to put what you call a total limit. Just like profits, you have to put total limit when it comes to investor funds. You must put total limit. Total limit simply means that beyond this, you are not going to refund anybody anything, right? You have to do it. And then another thing that you need to put in place if you want to generate capital or get capital with investor funds, you have to also put what you call total limit, and then you have to be a written document, right? You have to put it in a written form, not just oral conversation. It has to be a written document with legal supervision, right? This is very important because it's going to keep you far from debts, right? This is one thing I didn't put in place, and that's something I advise people to put in place. And it's something that most of these traders put in place now, right? You have to put legal written documents with legal supervision. And that means if you're going to get funds to an investor, you have to have a specific amount of money. I mean, a specific lawyer. Like you have to involve a lawyer, right? This is what we are agreeing, so that most times if you are doing your agreement orally, someone can choose to like lie against us. No, we didn't agree that. We didn't agree this. No, he didn't say this. He didn't say that. He didn't tell me you're going to refund me, and all these kind of things. Right? The investor will be lying against you, trying to manipulate you. All those kind of things. There are times in which you will make money and they will refuse to pay you. So when you take a written document with legal supervision, the investor is his funds are kept safe, and you also kept safe. So if anything goes wrong, you have the document to say, okay, this is the agreement we agreed. We agreed that it's 20% drawdown, and I'm not going to be liable for any losses. So you guys can, do that, right? So everything should be written down. The profit splits, everything, drawdown limits. But the most important thing is the drawdown limits, because this will save you from going to prison. Like this particular part here, to save you from going to prison or being in debt. So if you want to use investor funds, always make sure that you have what you call a drawdown limit, right? You should have a drawdown limit. Like you should not go beyond this. If you reach this limit, that means that the agreement is terminated. That means once you lose this, that means you're not. That means and most times because of this dollar limit, most investors might want to get a bigger profit split, because why? They bear more risk. So some investors might want to have was a bigger percentage, right? Because they want taking all the risk, right? So they have to also discuss that with them, because some investors be like, okay, since I'm the one bearing all the risk, right? Let me take um let me take the bigger percentage. Okay, you will take you can you will take maybe I will take 65, and then you take 35. So that's how most times it is when you are using this kind of example, right? So most times, all right, someone's asking if you lose the data limit, who will pay for it, right? Now, the reason for putting the data limit is so that you guys will have a basis for terminating the agreement. So once it hits 20%, you're supposed to stop trading the account, because if it goes beyond, you're going to pay the person back. So you have to just be very, very careful that you don't cross that limit, because on the agreement, the limit is 20%. So if maybe you're approaching 19.5, you can say, okay, you're done. Right? Someone like him, if I'm trading investor funds now, and maybe I'm less than 19%, 19.5, I will just stop trading the account. So as I know that I have not breached anything now, I'll just inform investor that I'm almost at the limit. I think we should terminate the contract. But those kind of things, just make it clear so you just end up being in debt. Because if you should cross to 21, the investor has every right to ask you to pay him back. Right? So you have to try as much as possible to avoid this limit, this particular limit. This limit, you have to stay just like your profit account. You have to stay far away from the limit so you don't end up paying back, or end up in debt. And like I was saying, because of this limit and because the investor is bearing most of the risk, most investors will ask you to take the lower split, because they want to bear the risk. You can say 65, 35, 70, 30, whatever, right? Just because they want taking major risk, while you're just the one breaking your skill, right? So that is it. Right. So you have to put those things in place. It's very, very important. And that is where I'll be closing with the investor fund part. Right. So if you, like I said, right, different things work for different people, right? If it is investor funds that resonates with you, that is very fine. You can say, okay, you got to go and use investors, right? If you don't like pro firms, you don't want to, have your own, don't want to have other businesses, you can just decide to use investor funds, and you just use wisdom, right? You have to consult
Can you come
people
and
that
take? It's not on.
so you have to use people that are also
I said, come and get money.
you have to use people that are also using it. So I have to consult people that are also trading for investors, and learn from them, know what the things they put in place, right? Just to make sure that you don't end up in debt. So this limit will save you from debt if you're able to put it down. And then don't forget that you must always have a written document signed and sealed by a lawyer, right? So that in case something happens, right, you will not end up paying, right? Now I think I've talked about that. I think I can delete this for investor. That's all about the investor fund. Right? It's very, very important that you trade for investors. That if you put all these things in place, if you want to trade for investors, and of course, if you want to trade for investors, you must have what we call a track record, right? So if you want to use investor funds, always have maybe in my FS book account, something that you can use to show them like your consistency. You can use a pro firm account, just anything, just link it to my FS book. I have to show investors your track record, and then and also when you're trading for investors, right, you have to also promise them your ROI should be something that is what achievable. I don't gonna be telling someone you can make 40%. That's also another mistake I made, right? So you have to make a reasonable return, right? Sometimes it's reasonable. It's a reasonable ROI, right? So sometimes it's reasonable. Not like you can't tell investor that you're going to make 40% every month. And sometimes it's reasonable. For instance, most hedge funds, right? Most hedge funds, they target 10 to 16% a month, right? Most hedge funds, like these big funds that are trading with 10 millions of dollars, they target 10 to 16% a year, sorry. So what most hedge funds target. So now if a hedge fund that is trading with millions of dollars is targeting just 10 to 16% a year, then you, that is just a retail trader, will tell an investor 30% a month. Does it make any sense? So you have to promise the investor sometimes very reasonable, sometimes very achievable. Because sometimes maybe something like, let's say, 50% a year. Right? Something very something, let's say 50% a year. Right? 50% a year. Right, 50% a year simply means that you need to be making at least about 4% a month or thereabout. So that simply means you need to make about 4 to 5% a month. So that will mean 4 to 5% a month, right? So something very, very achievable, right? You can even make it 30%. The Willis does 30%, right? So you can also say sometimes 30% a year, right? Sometimes very, very achievable. Say 30% in 6 months. So sometimes very, that will not strain you, right? That's how you should have to put it. Just promise that this is what I'm making for you guys. Sometimes it's not, I want to really stretch you out, right? Sometimes I want to really stretch you out. And also, of course, you have to go for big funds. Don't be taking 100K, 200K, because that is very, very little, right? If you take 200K now, you will not be forced to double it, because if an investor give you 200K, most times is expecting something that is reasonable. You can't come and give investor maybe 30% of 200K is about 60,000 naira. You can't come and tell investor that you give him 60,000 in a whole year for the money he gave you. So he would like something more than that. So you have to target investors that have large capital, something like, let's say, 10 million naira, 20 million naira, those kind of amount of capital. So what you're talking about, those things that are reasonable, that even if you make just very little, you can go home with a lot, right? So that is all about investors' funds, right? You have to sometimes very reasonable, make it a longer time frame, and then I have 10 minutes left on this. Uh, Mr. Moses, 10 minutes
Yeah,
left. Are you
I'll
going to
send
have
you
another?
another link.
Okay, no problem. So that is it. Now, the second thing you have to note is that you have to, the second method I talk about is affiliate marketing, right? This is very, very lucrative one.
Yes, I'll send another link. Go ahead.
Okay, no problems. I can see it's left with 9 minutes. So let me just consume the 9 minutes once it's exhausted. All right, so
I'll be sending.
what is it, sir? I didn't get you.
Another link. So sorry.
Okay, all right. So now for affiliate marketing, right, affiliate marketing is very, very simple. Affiliate marketing is very, very simple, right? Very, very simple. Right, very, very simple. It's talking about um using your link to get buyers for your product. Right? It's not simply using your link. That's basically what affiliate marketing is all about. It's all about using your link, right? Using your customized link, or let's say your customized link to make sales for companies, right? That is basically what it is about. Very, very easy and lucrative, right? Customized link, right? To get clients to patronize a product or service. Let me just move this.
Is it from my side? It's breaking from my.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. It was
I think your network is bad because your one is also breaking too.
breaking. And
Please, can you guys hear me? Or is it,
it's breaking.
my God.
Is it from my end?
Someone said they can hear me.
Okay, go ahead. If you can hear you, go ahead.
Okay. So I think maybe it's network. The call is recorded, don't worry. Um, okay, someone can hear on his side too. All right. So now the affiliate marketing part is simply using your customized link to get clients to patronize a product or a service. That's what affiliate marketing simply is. And there are things you can affiliate for. You can affiliate for brokers. You can affiliate for a broker. You can affiliate for a pro firm, right? For a pro firm. You can affiliate for a trading service, right? Maybe something like about this journaling software, right? You can trade for these service companies, right? So you can be affiliate for any of all these things or anything you want to do, right? Affiliate marketing is very, 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 very very broad, right? You can affiliate for anything at all. You can affiliate for if you guys know Oriflame, you guys know Oriflame, no Oriflame in Nigeria. That's the cream. You guys know Oriflame. You guys know Oriflame.
No, no idea.
Are you guys serious? Don't know Oriflame. They used to always they will say that they're going to give you a car if you sell this amount of products. Right? Someone say knows Oriflame. Wow.
Yeah, that's Mr. Becker. Okay, I don't have idea.
Okay. Oriflame is like they sell cream. Like basically you have to sell their product for them and you get a commission for it. So that's basically what this is about. By simply helping the companies to make sales and then you get a commission for it, right? So you can apply for a broker, a pro firm, a trading service, anything at all. There are so many companies that have affiliate services. So I have some from Zimbabwe. Wow. So they have all these things, right? So now, if you check most mentors, right? If you guys are very careful, you always see mentors use something like sign up with my link, sign up with my broker using my link. Sounds like sign up with my link, right? They use something like, sign up with my link, right? What they are doing is that they are doing affiliate marketing because whenever you sign up with their link, right, and you trade on that, you trade with that account, they get commissions on your trades, right? That is what most people do. Like it's actually very, very lucrative. Most mentors they do it. Almost 99% of mentors have affiliate links, right? Most of them they have affiliate links because as they are getting students, they are getting influence. They actually have they have links. If you guys know Sabinus, right? There's someone that's just very, very popular. Someone like Sabinus now, you see him say something like, use my promo code funny bets, right? To sign up on all these betting platforms, right? You see all these kind of things. You see Sabinus say, use funny bets to sign up on one X bet, sign up on this betting platform. That's what's called affiliate marketing because as you guys are using his link, right, to deposit and bet, he's making commissions from you guys. That's what is affiliate marketing is all about. Most influencers they do affiliate marketing. Most influencers, people like Tasha, all these BP Nigeria officials, they all do this. You see me saying, use my link, use my link, use my link. That is basically what affiliate marketing is all about. It's all about using your link to get customers for a company, right? So in the forex side, you can actually be an affiliate for a broker, a pro firm, or a trading service, right? So you can even choose to do something that's not related to trading. Do something different. Just go and get their link, talk to people about it, and then use your link to make their purchases or to buy something, right? So that is it. Now, most brokers give up to $10 per lot, right? So let's assume that I register someone now. Let us do a kind of analogy now. Let's say I register um, $10 per lot. This is what some brokers give, right? Let's assume that I registered 100 people with my link, right? Or let's say I registered 1,000 people with my link, and my broker is giving me $10 per lot, right? Now, if out of this 1,000 people, only let's say at the end of the month, let's say like 200 people traded, right, with under me, right? And this 200 people that traded, they made maybe a total of, let's say, 25 lots, right? Like everyone under me was trading like 25 lots. Now calculate 25 times $10. That's what I have made. That's about, I think, $250 or thereabouts, right? Should be $250. This is what I have made as commissions, right? So that I've made as my commissions for the month without even trading. This is how most uh, mentors make their money. This part of trading. Most of them make their money from this. And this can be a very lucrative thing if you have people that you can register with your link. Let's say you have friends that are focused on trading. Maybe you have a profile that you like and your friends want to register. You can also use my link, and as a register, you're getting commission. So on the broker side, most brokers pay up to $10 per lot. So each time someone places one lot trade, they're giving you $10 immediately for as your commissions, right? Brokers like SNES, they have a lot of good brokers that pay a lot for this. Once you register people with your link, you see, that's why you always see people like Kojo FX, all those big guys will say, use my link to sign up, use my link to sign up, use my link to sign up. They're basically doing was making money off you guys. Right? I'm not saying it's bad, but that is basically a side income for them, right? And the better that they are not they're not charging you anything. Like this income source is very, very residual. Right? So once someone registers with your link, you're not doing any other thing again. The person is just trading on his own. You're not going to be there. Right? The money is just generating for you. Right? That's one side I like about this. Because once someone registers with your link, even the person trading for 10 years, you're still making a commission for the person. Even the person trading for 20 years, you're still making commissions on the person as long as the person is trading with that account. Or else you put another account. Right? So most brokers give up to $10 per lot. And if you have plenty people registering under you, you can make millions a month without even trading, right? That is something that many mentors won't tell you. Many mentors make most of their money from affiliate marketing. I tell you, most of them. That's where they make a lot of their money from. All these links. They'll say, use my link to sign up. Use my link to sign up. Use my profile. Use my link. I'm not saying it's bad, right? But that is a very good income source for them, and that's something you can also learn how to do. So if you have kind of community, maybe you have 100 followers on Twitter, you can also use people to make people to use your link and sign up for that. I think we have less than 1 minute. Right, we have less than 1 minute. I think we should generate a new link.
I'm dropping the new link.
Okay, all right. Let's use the new link. It's less than 1 minute now. Let's just use the new link.